Hi everyone, my name is Steph, this is the Novelty Corner and welcome to the second part of my wrap up for the last week. So this video is, after this little clip, going to be more vlog style because I was participating in the Trans Rights Readathon, which you will have seen the majority of that wrap up video in my Books Beside My Bed video. And then over the weekend was the Lit Readathon Weekend edition, and the books that I was reading for both of those really obviously link in together. So rather than try and wait another week to do a wrap up for all of that, I thought it would be a great idea, because my wrap ups end on Fridays, to do my wrap up of the majority of the books that I read for the Trans Rights Readathon, and then do the rest of the Lit Weekend Readathon as more vlog style, so that you guys get the book recommendations and reviews in a timely manner. So at the time of filming this intro, I have read 10 books for the Trans Rights Readathon, and I have a small number of books that I would like to try and get to by the end of the weekend. Really, there's 3 on the list. The list has changed a little bit since I did my TBR for the Lit Readathon though. The books that I read in this vlog may feature trans characters or trans authors, but may not, because I'm trying to smush 2 readathons together, and I had some books that I really specifically wanted to read. The first one being Ace by Angela Chen, which is a non-fiction title. There is also a sapphic anthology, Second Chances, which features 4 stories, including one by Chase Verity. There is also You Made a Fool of Death with Your Beauty, and Anita Kelly's most recent book, which I'm mentally blanking on the title, Something Wild and Wonderful. I want to prioritize this. This is getting read, and then maybe one other book, maybe 2. I don't really know what's going to happen this weekend, but yeah, I thought I would just film these like part 1 and part 2. Did I go and buy myself my favourite snack because I felt like it? Yeah. See, chicken schnitzel sandwich. So you would have seen I had lunch. I have a chicken shop just a couple of doors down from my place, and they do really excellent chicken schnitzel rolls. In case anyone was wondering if I ate the whole thing, I don't. I never ever actually eat the whole thing in one sitting. So I just cut it in half and ate the first half, and I'll have the other half probably for dinner tonight. And I never finish the chips because I actually don't eat all that much, but I like the roll too much to care about that. So I haven't vlogged so much today because I did have the Innkeeper Chronicles live show with Heather, Megan and Izzy, and then we talked for a while afterwards. So by the time I sort of got everything sorted, it's now just after 2 o'clock. I'm going to start reading some of Ace, and I decided to crack open my bespoke letterpress pastel tabs because I think they'll go nicely with this. My goal is to read a couple of chapters of this and maybe Chase Verity's book, and then maybe start Anita Kelly's book tonight, maybe. I've got to do some video editing and also a little bit more filming for my reset video and things like that. But I wanted to try and get through some of this today. Okie dokie, so I am through the first part of the book. So there's 3 sections in the book, and then there's seems to be a whole stack of resources and references and footnotes and whatnot at the back. And it's a really interesting read. I'm probably going to have to read it over a couple of days, to be honest. But it is very, very thought-provoking, and it helps me to organize sort of my own thoughts around myself and my identity, not so much in a way that I'm discovering new things, but just sort of helping to filter out the things that I've already understood and evaluated, and yeah, it just helps to order them a little bit. So yeah, I'm looking forward to continuing reading this. I think it's very interesting, and I do like the author's note at the very start of this book going, this is a very, what was the phrase? I liked the phrase, Western educated, industrialized, rich or middle class and democratic. Like, that's the perspective of this book. So you go into it knowing that it's not trying to say that it's anything other than what it is, which I can appreciate. Yeah, I will probably read a bit more of this tomorrow. If I get a chance, I might read some more tonight. But I think what I'm going to read now is the new Chase Verity Deal with the Demon novel. Okay, so I just read The Demon Inside Me by Chase Verity, which is the next book in the Deal with the Demon series. I think this might be book 4 in the series. Anyway, it was kind of cute. So you have Colby, who works in retail and just has a very quiet, unassuming life, and he is very thoughtful and compassionate, and he ends up at drinks with high school friends and sees this guy at the bar, and his name turns out to be Zed, and Zed proposes that they go home and sleep together. And as it turns out, Zed is a dream eater demon, and so he literally means just sleep, as in fall asleep together. But when they wake up in the morning, they have switched bodies. So you've got a body swap situation. Zed has to pose as Colby, which means going to his day job and doing all of the things, and Colby is terrified that Zed is going to get him fired. And Zed also has a younger brother, Elmos, who is only just learning how to be a dream eater. It was super cute. So I am in not great vlogger mode because it's 2:30 and I haven't updated you guys yet today, or read anything, or even thought about reading anything. So I think my goal today is just to finish Ace. And you know, it would be nice to finish something else, but I can also tell I'm not in the headspace for either forcing myself to read or trying to figure out what I want to pick up next, because pretty much the only thing I want to do is reread things, which just tells me that I need to just chill out for a minute and just take it easy. So my goal today is to finish Ace. I'm pretty excited about that because I did find it really interesting yesterday. This is going to be our goal. Hi guys, so I finished Ace and I really enjoyed reading this. I think there has been a lot of thought and time put into it, and researching different people's experiences that are not just the white perspective, and also how different the experience on the Ace spectrum can be just in general. And it was very thought-provoking and has made me think about quite a few things, and it's probably going to be a book that I come back to and spend a bit more time unpacking particular sections of it as well. But it was, you know, nice to see ways that I view the world represented in a book and be talked about for what it actually is, which was really nice. I'm glad that I read this, and this is probably going to be the world's shortest vlog because I was planning on doing more, but clearly I just did not have the capacity for it this weekend. But I am glad that I got to read the new Chase Verity book and I got to finish Ace, and I will have to save the rest of my books for other times. And I was watching Sim's most recent book talk video around how people are wanting to extend the Trans Rights Readathon, and that sounds like a great idea. I know at the moment I need to just read a couple of different things, just one because I have some commitments to some reviews that I need to read the books for, so I just need to get those done. But also I don't do sustained TBRs for long periods of time anymore because a set list of books to read does put me into a slumpy reading mood. So here's what I'm thinking I'm going to do. So I've tried to make a commitment to myself this year to try and read a lot more Australian authors and to actually do research into the Australian authors and find books in the genres that I like and read those. And I also do read queer books quite often, but what I'm going to try and prioritize moving forward is every week trying to make sure that I have a variety of books that I'm reading and that I'm talking to you guys about. But I'm just very wary for myself of knowing that if I put too many set expectations, then I won't do it and then I'll feel really bad. But I'm just going to keep it in the back of my mind, like, yes, I need to read Australian authors, yes, I need to read queer authors, and I want to make sure that I'm particularly prioritizing trans voices. Yeah, that's kind of going to be a goal moving forward. So stay tuned. Some of those books that I was really interested in reading over the last week that I didn't get to will probably come up fairly soon, though April's a bit tough because I'm trying to also prioritize reading authors that I'm going to meet at Rare. So I'm going to do my best. I'm just going to continue to do my best. That's kind of my wrap up for the Trans Rights Readathon and the Queer Lit Readathon. It was a really great reading week. Like, I've found so many books that I really truly enjoyed and some new authors that I really want to continue reading, and you know, I've now got a TBR list a mile long from everyone's videos. All in all, it's been a wonderful success. So if you did miss the books that I read for the Trans Rights Readathon, somewhere up on the top of the screen there will be a link to my wrap up for the first 5 days of the readathon. This is the sort of the weekend, and yeah, stay tuned. I will probably have more recommendations for you coming soon. I hope that wherever you're on the world you're staying safe and healthy, and I will see you in my next video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye everyone.